Okay, so here's a problem. This type of problem is called capture, recapture. Okay, so basically it's a ratio question, okay, but it's an estimate rather than an actual calculation. Okay, there's one of these in the mock exam, and you've seen a couple of these in class. So it says Shirley wants to find an estimate for the number of bees in the hive. Okay, so there's our bee. Okay. On Monday, she catches 90 of these bees. So on Monday, she catches 90 bees. Out of, we don't know, because we don't know what the overall population is. Okay, now, she puts a mark on each bee and then returns it to the hive. On Tuesday, she finds that she catches 120 bees and finds that 20 have been marked. And then says, work out an estimate for the total number of bees in her hive. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to make these two equal to each other and assume that this ratio is equal to this ratio. Okay, so we're going to assume that basically all of the bees that she marked are still marked. So out of our sample of 120, we're going to find the ratio of marked to unmarked bees and assume it was the same before, and then therefore work out how many there must be in total. So we look at basically what we multiply by to get from 20 to 90. Okay, to get from 20 to 90, we're going to multiply by 90 over 20, or 9 over 2. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with our 120. So we do 120 times 9 over 2. It tells us that there should be 540 in total. Okay, so again, let's simplify this. Okay, so we've got 20 over 120, which is 2 over 12, which means that 1 in 6 bees that she caught were marked. Okay, so now we've got 90 out of 540. And if we put that into a calculator, what is that in its simplest form? It is 1/6. Okay, so all we're doing, the estimate part of that question, is us assuming that the ratio on Tuesday is the same as the ratio on Monday for the ratio of our sample to the overall population. So our estimate for bees in the hive is 540 bees. Right, now the second part of these questions. Shirley assumes that none of the marks had rubbed off between Monday and Tuesday. So that means that the ratio was constant. If Shirley's assumption is wrong, explain what effect this would have on your answer to part A. Okay, so let's say so she found that 20 out of 120 were marked. So let's say that basically actually that's because some of them rubbed off, and actually it should have been 30 out of 120 because more of them had marks. So now if we simplify this fraction, that would be 3 over 12, or 1 over 4. Now you can see if we do this on the other side, if 90 out of something and it's going to be 1 out of 4, that means that this number here is going to decrease. Okay, so that's going to be 360 because the ratio, more of the bees are marked. Okay, so that would mean that her 90 that she marks at the beginning would have been a higher proportion of the overall. Okay, so then that was what it would actually be. So her answer would be an over estimate. Okay, and if you're not sure whether it's an under or over estimate, just do the same thing. Imagine basically that, yeah, it was a large number, which was reduced by the marks rubbing off. And in that case, if the marks hadn't rubbed off, work out what that ratio would have been, apply it again, and you'll see basically now in this case, if someone runs off, she would have had an overestimate, and actually there would be, it's an overestimate, and there would be less bees than she thought. Be very careful with your answer. Don't say there are less bees. Don't say basically that you've lost some bees. That hasn't happened. It's just looking at the assumption. I hope that's clear.